Hi, welcome to Monday Morning Live. I'm Wayne, and I thought we'd start off with a little bit of news. First off, if you're enjoying this, let me know where you are in the world and what the weather's like for you. I'm here in the UK, and it's a lovely sunny morning, I can report. Going to be on for approximately half an hour or so, just running through some news, a bit more info about myself, where you can find my books, and let's delve into it, shall we? One thing that has been on the agenda for most companies is this proposed Netflix takeover of Warner Brothers. And that's actually fallen through, which I think is a good thing, although I'm not sure that Paramount having Warner Brothers is a good thing either. But I think it's the lesser of the two evils, as they say. I really would hope and would prefer Warner Brothers to remain its own independent company because they've got such bulky franchises, Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, just to name two, Looney Tunes as well. And I think this is definitely going to change Hollywood and the industry forever, very much like the way Disney took over a lot of different companies like 20th Century Fox, for example. And the concern is that we're going to end up with no independence. We're not going to have creativity amongst the industry because everyone's going to own, well, one company's going to own everything. The concern with Netflix as well, if had they have taken over Warner Brothers, would have been the opening window of movies. Now, Paramount, I believe, have said that they are going to stick with a 30-day window before movies go onto streaming services, which is a positive thing. And I have to admit that because of the amount of stuff that goes on to Disney Plus, you can probably hear my little cat. You gonna make an appearance? Hey, trouble. That's who you can hear. Yeah, I have to admit I'm a lot more selective when I go to the movies these days because of the streaming services. You know, the cinema is now an arm and a leg, and do you really want to spend £30 to £50 on a night out on a movie that isn't going to be particularly good when you can have it for free in a couple of weeks' time? And I think that's something that the streaming services are to blame for, really, because they're taking away the necessity to go to the cinema, which is killing the industry. How many movies? Got to pay the cat attention, sorry. Right. You hear these TV series that they pump millions and millions in. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, for example, most expensive TV show ever made, and a couple of others, and they miss the mark. Disney and the Marvel stuff spend hundreds of millions of pounds on 8 episodes, and it's generally they don't get the ratings or the views that they want, whereas you would more or less make break even on the big screen. So I am a bit more selective on the movies that I go and see for that reason, because it costs an arm and a leg, and you know full well you're going to be able to watch it in the comfort of your own home in a couple of weeks. So I'm pleased that Paramount are insisting, at least for now, that they're going to have a 30-day window of the films being in the cinema. So let's go through the article about what they're saying here. So Netflix backed out and away from its proposal to buy Warner Brothers, and Paramount apparently putting in a bid of 111 billion. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. 111 billion for one company. Is it worth it? To them, probably. I think if they get the franchises correct, DC, for example, if they could finally crack the secret formula for DC and have a successful DCU in the cinema, then it would pay for itself. Something Disney hasn't done with Star Wars. So it just says that last December, Warner Brothers agreed a takeover offer from Netflix, of some of its assets, and that deal was reportedly worth approximately 82 billion. So Paramount have really come in with 30 odd billion more in order to clinch the deal. And yeah, good luck to them. I hope this is good for us who are into our pop culture and our various different series. Will it be? I'm sitting on the fence. It didn't turn out, I don't think, too well for 20th Century Fox. We've had repetitions of the franchises. They tried to revive Alien franchise, which is my favourite one of all time. In case you can't tell, I've got just a few Funko Pops, and Predator. Now, I'll do a brief review on Predator Badlands because I watched it the other day. Again, I watched it at home, and it's an okay film. Do we seem to have hit the limit with quality on movies at the moment? Everything is either below par or just about suffice to watch. I enjoyed Predator Badlands to a degree. It was okay. There's a few quirky things in there which I didn't think suit a Predator franchise or a Predator film. It kind of become a little bit of a buddy film, which I could tolerate to a degree, but I think if they're going to start going down this road with what they've done so far in Badlands, then that would just be the end of the franchise because it's lost its grittiness. And one thing that can't really deny about the original is the action and the gore. It was what kind of makes a Predator film a Predator film. By removing a human element with Badlands, it did kind of lose the horror side of the Predator franchise and become a little bit too kiddified, I think. But then that's not to say that it wasn't an enjoyable film. It was enjoyable, but I think if they were going to do more and more of these type of Predator films, then I'm out. It's not what I want in my Predator film. So yeah, this is the problem once they start to try and recreate the magic, as it were, of these classic films from the 80s. Times have changed and audience tastes have changed as well. So this goes on about the proposed merger. Now, Paramount's 2025 merger with Skydance has also led to security amid negotiations with the Trump administration. So, yeah, Trump's got a hand in everything, isn't he? Pop culture, not pop culture. But that's another video for another day. So I think this is better than the Netflix deal, and we'll just have to wait and see what comes of it. So on to the box office. Now, it's been a few films have been released this week, and I'm kind of waiting for the Hail Mary project in 2 weeks' time, but I'm actually going away. So I won't be able to do a review of it straight away, but this is the thing. This is what I'm saying about the cinema and things at the moment. Now, out of the films that are out, we have got Wuthering Heights at number 1, based on a book. Kate Bush done quite a good song from the 70s. Goat is an original franchise, I believe. Crime 101, Zootropolis 2. That's doing really well, actually, for Disney. So that's in at number 4. It's gone up from number 6 to number 4. The Secret Agent and Cold Storage. Send Help in at 7, and Wasteman at 8. Now, these figures I find interesting, given the budgets of these films. So this is just the UK top 10, because that's where I am. Night King, a film that surprised me that they've released. It kind of I heard about it, and I've watched a couple of trailers, and that's the Elvis Presley biopic. I'll be quite interested to watch that. I'm not a big Elvis fan, but there's no denying that the guy definitely had an impact on pop culture and music. And it'll be interesting because I believe that it's a documentary with old footage of him in his heyday. So that'll be an interesting watch. I feel. So this is what we've got going on at the local cinema, Scream 7. So that's, yeah, I've seen reviews on that, and it's not as good as what you might think. if you had any preconceptions of the movie. Scream's franchise, though, is one of those that has got quite a loyal fan base, so that'll probably do quite well. Wuthering Heights, we said, Goat, that's new. And this is an epic, Elvis Presley in concert. That, I think, would be very interesting. It's only a 12A here in the UK, so I might try and get to the cinema and go and watch that. So that's what we've got going on. And on to birthdays. What's this? So let me refresh this. Hopefully it'll have today's. No, it's still on yesterday's. That's a pain in the... So, come on. Accept. No. And this is where the whole thing goes south. I'm not a producer. Born today. Daniel Craig. Okay, advanced name search. So is he born? Let's have a look. Where's his birthday? 2nd of March. There you go. Daniel Craig's birthday today. Obviously known for James Bond, but he was also in The Golden Compass, which was a series of books that they only done the first book on. It was, I think it's, I'm trying to think now what the book franchise is called. So some of his, obviously known for Bond, and the Knives Out series of films as well. So happy birthday to Daniel Craig. Bryce Dallas Howard. So it's her birthday today as well. He says, double check. Yep. So Jurassic World Dominion with Help and Black Mirror and The Mandalorian. I don't remember seeing her in The Mandalorian. I'll have to check that out. Argyle was one of those films that kind of flopped. Had potential, but they didn't quite reach that potential. And yeah, Predator Badlands, as I was just talking to you about. It's okay, 7.2. That's probably a fair assumption. I wouldn't rate it much higher than that. It's available on Disney Plus, so you can go and watch it for free and enjoy it. So yeah, there you go. So if I now remove that, come back to me. So what have I been up to over the last couple of weeks since the last live? Well, I've been busy working on a series of my own, and the stories will continue with Echoes of Betrayal. Parts 35 and 36 are done, and really enjoying where we're going with Echoes of Betrayal. So if you haven't watched any of the episodes, then do check them out. It's an audiobook series that I'm currently writing and narrating here on the channel. The episodes go out every Monday and Friday, and if you want to listen to a longer episode, then I do a podcast once a week with it goes on for about half an hour roughly, with 4 or 5 episodes made into one for the podcast. If you're interested, then here's some of the books that I've done so far. So Broken Ceasefire was my first book that I released way back in 2020, just as soon as the world shut down. And it's a story that I had, and I'd written it many years ago before that. Finally decided to get my finger out my arse and do it. And then the world shut down. But anyway, it was published in 2020 and is available on all good ebook platforms. Then at the end of last year, I finally got around to doing the sequel, Return Fire. This is available on all good ebook platforms as well. And basically the story is that humanity's been forced off Earth, and we've set up a colony amongst the stars. all's going well. And amongst that, we've gained the attention of an alien race known as the Artrons. And we pick up the story in Broken Ceasefire at the end of the last Artron war, where humanity seems to be settling down for a spell of peace. Naturally enough, that doesn't last, and the Artrons attack an outpost, and our hero Prycon is sent to a mysterious moon base to discover some new ancient alien tech, only to discover that that wasn't the actual reason for his mission to XJ5. So he returns with more than just technology and a possible solution to the Artron invasion. Then in Return Fire, that's when we start to fight back with the new tech and the secret that he uncovered on XJ5. I have written a third book in the series, and it will probably be published at some point this year, possibly. But I'm rather enjoying writing the Echoes of Betrayal series, which will itself become a book very soon once it's been edited and all those little niggly things have been dealt with within the writing process. And yeah, I think probably that's where I'm going to end this live. And thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think in the comments box below, and what topics would you like me to discuss next time. I'll be back this time next week, so do take care of yourselves. In the meantime, I'll see you then.